Hey, you beautiful people. I'm Aditi Gupta, the blogger of Calm Insights. We will continue talking about fibromyalgia. In the last video, I talked about what fibromyalgia is and what are the different symptoms and how it makes a person almost disabled. So in this video, I'm going to talk about getting to creating a life with fibromyalgia inside, because fibromyalgia, no matter what everyone tells you, is still incurable. It is but it is manageable. When I say manageable, it doesn't mean that you can live the same life that you used to prior to having being diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but you can still hope to live a normal life where you don't have to be dependent on people, and where you can be a little functional, live a life little close to where you expected your life to end up be. So what is fibromyalgia is already covered. Why how to get diagnosed? Because I for one, taking my own example here, I was misdiagnosed for the first 18 months of the illness. I was told that I don't have any disease. It's just in my head. I look normal and all sorts of things. My test reports used to come normal, and that used to be affirm the same fact again, that it is just in my head and I don't have any pain or anything. So I was diagnosed about 18 months after the pain first started, and in that diagnosis I had a very important role to play. So I was once researching online what are the different kinds of treatment, though Google should be the last place where you should take which you should rely on for medical purposes. But I was left with no other option but to do that, because all the doctors in the world told me that I don't have anything, though I was actually suffering from something. So there was this doctor in PGI Lucknow, SGPGI Lucknow, to whom I took a printout of all the symptoms. It was around 15-16 symptoms back then, about I think 3 years ago. I had printed out entire symptoms, and in the end I wrote, I think there is a possibility of having fibromyalgia. I'm not a doctor, but I stumbled upon the word fibromyalgia while the surfing through internet, and I thought, oh my god, this is very similar to what I have been suffering from. So that doctor scrolled through all the symptoms, and he looked at me and he was like, yes Aditi, you have fibromyalgia and there is no cure. So my mother was standing there then, and he asked whether she has fibromyalgia. She was like, no, I have arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis for last 20 years. So he checked her knuckles, her joints, and he was like, no, you have fibromyalgia as well, and Aditi has gotten it from you. So I have inherited it from my mother, though my mother's fibromyalgia and what I suffer from is like poles apart. Because of things that I do, or because of my own body. Every body is different, every symptoms are different. So the first step towards first getting a proper diagnosis, being very sure that you have nothing else but fibromyalgia. So visit a pain specialist if there is any around you, around the place where you stay. If not, visit a rheumatologist. So they usually check all the RH factor, blood test, and after that they do a physical examination of your body. There are around 18 tender points in your body. These 2 points on your shoulder, back of your neck, and all over. Some in your hip, some in your hands. So altogether 18 symptoms and 18 tender points. And when they find that more than 10 tender points are what you have, so they and with all the other symptoms that you tell you are suffering from, they come to the conclusion that you have fibromyalgia. There are many other diseases like central neuropathic pain, central regional pain syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, lupus. All these are very similar to what fibromyalgia is consisting of. So there is a very narrow line between being misdiagnosed and diagnosed. So there is a list of doctors that I have come across who know what fibromyalgia is, who are compassionate, who who understand what it is. So if you are someone who is, not very sure of what disease you have, whether you have fibromyalgia for sure or not, visit these doctors. The first one is GP Dureja in Delhi Pain Management Center, DPMC. There are 3 centers in Delhi, Rajouri Garden, Gurgaon and Noida, I think. You will have to check, just do a Google search. And do not visit any other doctor at DPMC but GP Dureja. He is the only one who knows all these things and who can diagnose you with whatever chronic pain disorder you have. There are a couple of doctors in Mumbai too. If you are from Mumbai, or if you are close to Mumbai, you just drop a comment down below. I'll let you know the doctor's details. The third place is Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. The doctor's name is Dr. Popana Chetan. He has, practiced in USA and treated a few fibromyalgia patients. So that guy knows what fibromyalgia is, and he knows what, all the treatment options. He can be a good doctor for you. The fourth is Dr. Dharmanand in Bangalore. His clinic is somewhere in Yashwantpur, I think. So if you are in around Bangalore, you just let me know. I'll tell you his details as well. So I am undergoing my treatment at Nimhans. So it may sound that Nimhans is not the place for a fibromyalgia patient, and it indeed is not a place for a fibromyalgia patient. But there are many different kinds of treatment options that come under an umbrella, and is called holistic approach of treatment of fibromyalgia. So there are these 6-7 things that are used for treating a fibromyalgia patient. The first thing is antidepressants. So fibromyalgia is basically your entire nervous system confused. Your entire nervous system sends a message to your brain that it is in a lot of pain, in a lot of tiredness. There are a lot of wrong faulty signals sent to your brain, which indeed make you feel that you are very tired, and all these pins and needles and all of that symptoms that make you almost disabled, almost bedridden all the time. So it's very common that a doctor prescribes antidepressant to a fibromyalgia patient, and it's very common that they help also, only to a little extent, and the extent can vary from one person to another. So Nexito, Pregabalin, Gabapentin, Milnacipran, and amitriptyline, Fludac, fluoxetine, cyclobenzaprine. These are certain, and these are a few medicines that I have been tried upon, and they're tried upon on other fibromyalgia patients also. So you have to juggle between all these with the help of a physicist, who is like a physician who is ready to work with you, because every fibromyalgia body is different. So the other part of treating fibromyalgia is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. So when I say therapy, I don't mean that the pain and all the other symptoms are just in your head. They are very, very real. They are very as real as they can be, but undergoing a cognitive behavioral therapy means that accepting that it's not going to go away. This pain can lessen, this pain can be converted into other kinds of pain, but it is never ever going to go away. So accepting a body that is totally different from how it used to be, and redesigning your life aspirations, your goals, your family, your relationships around this new body that you have that a fibromyalgia patient has to live with. I'm sorry. So the sleep correction is the third most important thing. Insomnia, as I said, is a side effect of having pain all through the day, all through year. So when you are not able to sleep, it in turn triggers a lot of pain, and then because of pain you can't sleep and you become depressed. So it's a cycle, and to break that cycle you have to sleep. Sleep correction should be done. So there are many ways in which sleep can be corrected. Clonazepam clonazepam is one of the pain sleeping pills, very much effective in getting proper night's sleep when you have pain. 0.25 mg to 0.5 mg a day while just after having dinner is what usually is prescribed. So mild exercise like swimming, cycling, just a brisk walk, stretching is very much useful. I know that you must be thinking that, your entire body is stiff and in a lot of pain, and how are you even, you're not even in a position to get up and stand upright. So how are you going to, stretch? So the point is, even I lived in this dilemma for a very long time, and then I understood that this is, one feeds the other. It's a feedback, it's a loop. When when your body is stiff, which is a symptom of fibromyalgia, and when you can't walk, it in turns, your inactivity in turns, increases the pain. So you have to again break that cycle, and whenever you can, even whenever you feel even a little better, just go out and walk, go out and stretch a little. Start with tiny things and move on a little. Graded exercise, it's low graded exercise are what it's called. So some people try Reiki, physiotherapy, acupuncture, and these things are, alternative lines of treatment which you can go ahead and try. They are a little on the costlier side, so it is your personal decision. So I have tried physiotherapy, but it did not work for me. It used to trigger my pain. It's my personal experience. Your body can be different. Reiki is something that I have never ever tried, so I don't know, because I don't believe in it. You can try if you want to. For Indian patients here, I'm especially talking about patients who are in India. They are very, very often told that, why don't you try homeopathy and Ayurveda? So this is a very, very, I don't know, misunderstanding or what, because it's very common in India. If some disease is, incurable, they come straight at the conclusion that, yoga, Ayurveda and homeopathy, your treatment answer to your treatment lies there. But it is not true. I have tried homeopathy, in the same pressure. I have tried homeopathy, Ayurveda, I have tried yoga, but they did not work for me. They did not make my life all good. They did not. Homeopathy and Ayurveda, I do not support it. I do not support the idea of both of them, because they are very, very subjective, and they don't have enough evidence of working. And it takes a lot of time for you to even see if it works or not. So it is a very, very precarious thing. So certain alternative treatments that have worked for me are hot bath, essential oils, peppermint mixed in coconut oil or olive oil, any carrier oil. Peppermint mixed with any carrier oil helps in headache and sleep. Lavender very much helps in calming your stress down, and making your body sleep, rest. So lavender helps that way. Green, what is it, wintergreen, yeah, wintergreen helps a lot in my muscle pain. But it takes a little while, like 5 to 10 minutes after applying wintergreen mixed with some carrier oil on or all over your body, does help in lessening the pain when it's too much. So these are some things that have helped me. CBT has helped transform my entire life around it. When I say that transform, I don't mean that I'm able to work like a normal person, or I'm able to achieve anything like a normal person. I say that to mean that I am in a state where I can take care of myself a little, and I can hope to, with one step at a time, hope to create a life that, is very close to the life that I want to live. So that it's fibromyalgia has many theories. Some doctors say that it is something is wrong in the blood vessels. Some say mitochondria dysfunction. Some say central nervous system disorder. Some say something. There are many approaches to of doctors who are researching on it, and undoubtedly there is no cure. There is no understanding common point from where we take its meaning. But fibromyalgia undoubtedly is a central nervous system disorder. It's a physiological too, but central nervous system I say because twitching and your muscles moving on itself, and then pins and needles, they are very much the symptoms of having a disturbed nervous system. So that is the theory that I very much cling to. I don't know when fibromyalgia will be curable, when they are going to understand. I don't know a thing. But we have a limited limited, days, to limited number of days that we can, live. And there was a point I have no problem in accepting that there was a point in my life in the first 2 years of being diagnosed, and in the first 2 years when pain started, that I wanted to kill myself. I actually went ahead and tried to commit suicide, and here I am 5 years down the line sitting and telling you how you can, start to dream again despite having fibromyalgia. So, don't lose faith in yourself, and don't believe all those people who say that it's not true. Don't believe those people who say that, yoga, homeopathy and ayurveda are going to change your life. It's not true. So all these the keep juggling, keep trying with all the alternative treatment options, and be in touch with a doctor who can help you, who can, work with you. So first step is diagnosis, and then second step is accepting that it is never ever going to go away from your life, and third step is finding a doctor, physician who is ready to work with all these things, and keep trying. I know that finance can become a very, very important obstacle towards a living with fibromyalgia. So medical insurance is one thing that you can try. And if you have lost your job, which is very common, if you have lost your job, or you have had to drop out of college, it is very, very common, and there are many fibromyalgia patients who have done that. There is no shame in telling that, and it's really very hard to live with a disease as difficult as fibromyalgia, but there is hope, even a tiny bit hope, and we can cling on to it and keep on believing that we can live a life as normal as that. So I have just talked about the treatment options, and I don't know from your perspective what you want to want me to talk about. So just drop a comment, and I will try my best to address that. And thank you so much. Wishing that I am able to help some of you with this video, and please be in touch. I'm very, very active on Facebook and Instagram handle of Calm Insights. You can reach out to me through calminsights@gmail.com too. And thank you. Have a beautiful day.